Listen, if you're sitting right now wondering how the hell you're gonna grow your business in 2025, let me tell you something very clear: nobody is coming to save you. Not your cousin, not your boss, not the government, not your parents, nobody. It's on you. And the problem is most people spend more time complaining about what's wrong with their lives than actually doing something about it. You want growth. You want business. You want to be successful in America today. Then stop crying about what TikTok's algorithm did last week or how AI is gonna take away jobs. None of that shit matters if you're not even putting yourself in the game. Because here's the truth: the tools are right in front of you. Every single one of you has the ability to post, to create, to share your story, to build a business on social media for zero cost. And yet 90% of people are just scrolling. They're consuming. They're watching Netflix, binging shows, listening to people like me, but not actually doing a single damn thing about it. And then they're upset when 3 years later nothing has changed. That's the insanity. Let's get very practical. You've got Instagram, you've got TikTok, you've got YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, X, Facebook Reels, hell even Pinterest. These are free distribution platforms. You could be sitting in your bedroom in Ohio, or a Starbucks in New Jersey, or your garage in Texas, and you can literally push out content that could be seen by millions of people within hours. That opportunity has never existed before in history. Back in the 1980s or 90s, if you wanted attention you needed money. You had to buy TV ads, radio spots, billboards, magazines. That was expensive. If you didn't have money, you had no shot. Today, all you need is your phone. But people keep saying, "Gary, it's too late, everyone's already doing it." Let me tell you something: it's not too late. The internet doesn't get full. The internet is not a supermarket shelf where once you put 50 products there's no space left. The internet is infinite. What's too late is your mindset. You've convinced yourself that you can't, so you don't. And that's why you're stuck. Now let's talk about social media strategy, because most of you are still overthinking it. You're trying to make the perfect post, the perfect video, the perfect caption. You're worried about your lighting, your microphone, your editing skills. That's all bullshit. The truth is, the market doesn't care if your video is polished. The market cares if it's real. Authenticity wins. That's why some random kid filming on his cracked iPhone in his basement can get more views than a billion-dollar company's ad campaign. Because the kid is speaking the truth, he's bringing value, he's being himself. You want to grow? Then stop acting, stop pretending, stop trying to be someone else, and start documenting. Show the process. Show your struggles. Show your wins. Don't just sell, don't just post flyers of your product every day, that's boring. Bring value. Educate, entertain, inspire. Give people a reason to care, and once they care, the money follows. You don't even need to be the smartest, you just need to be consistent. And consistency is where 99% of people fail. They post 3 videos, don't get results, and quit. Imagine if you went to the gym 3 times and said, "Why am I not fit yet?" That's ridiculous, right? Same with business and content. You've got to do it every day, every week, for years, and then suddenly you're an overnight success. Now I know a lot of you are scared of AI. Gary, AI is gonna replace me, AI is gonna kill jobs. Listen carefully. AI is not the enemy. AI is the single greatest tool you've ever been given, and if you're afraid of it, it means you're already behind. AI is not gonna take your job. The person who knows how to use AI is gonna take your job. That's the truth. If you're a copywriter, AI can help you brainstorm 100 headlines in seconds. If you're a designer, AI can generate drafts, and then you add your creativity on top. If you're a small business owner, AI can help you with customer service, inventory, scheduling, marketing. It's like hiring a full team for free. But instead of using it, people are scared. They're saying, "It's too much, I don't understand it." Guess what? You didn't understand Instagram when it came out either. You didn't understand TikTok at first. You didn't understand email in the 90s. But you learned, right? The people who adapt win, the people who resist lose. That's the game. So what's next? The next 5 years are gonna be insane. Attention is shifting faster than ever. Platforms will change, algorithms will change, AI will evolve, maybe AR and VR are gonna hit in a big way, maybe voice is finally gonna take over. But the principle never changes. The principle is always the same. Where is the attention, and how do you bring value there? That's the formula. Right now, short-form video is the land grab. YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, that's where the attention is. If you're not there, you're invisible. It's that simple. Tomorrow, it might be something else, and when that happens, you pivot. Don't fall in love with the platform, fall in love with the audience. You don't care if it's TikTok, YouTube, or whatever comes next, you care about where the people are. If you chase attention with good intent, you will always win. And let me say this because too many of you are stuck on excuses. You say, Gary, I don't have time. You don't have time because you're watching Netflix 4 hours a night. You're scrolling Instagram looking at memes. You're watching other people live instead of building your own. If you cut out 2 hours of bullshit every day, you'd have 14 extra hours a week to build your brand. That's almost 60 hours a month. That's 720 hours a year. Do you know how much content you can create in 720 hours? You could post 2 videos a day, every day, and still have time left over. So don't tell me you don't have time. You just don't have priorities. And that's the truth that hurts, but it's the truth that sets you free. The number one mistake people make when they think about growing a business in America right now is that they think it's about sales. They think it's about squeezing every dollar out of every transaction. That's not the game anymore. The game is attention. The currency of business in 2025 is attention. Whoever has the attention has the leverage, whoever has the leverage has the sales. People don't realize that the reason Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola, Nike is Nike, Apple is not just because they made great products. Plenty of people made soda, plenty of people made sneakers, plenty of people made computers. But Coca-Cola made you feel something with their ads, Nike made you believe in, just do it, Apple made you feel cool and creative. They won your attention, they built brand, and brand is the single most valuable asset in business. Yet what do I see every day? Entrepreneurs running around trying to cold call people, spamming LinkedIn inboxes, trying to close a sale before they've even built any trust. That's why they lose. You can't win if you're only trying to extract. You win when you give. So how do you give? You give by creating. Content is the gateway to brand today. You want to sell houses? Make videos about what first-time buyers should know. You want to sell gym memberships? Teach people how to eat better, how to exercise at home. You want to sell software? Show people hacks and shortcuts that save them time. You want to run a restaurant? Make behind-the-scenes videos of how you cook, talk about your recipes, share the culture. The more value you put out, the more brand you build. And once you build brand, you don't need to sell, people come to you. That's the reverse game. You don't chase customers, customers chase you. But you only get there if you stop thinking transactionally and start thinking long-term. And let's address something that holds back almost everybody: judgment. You're not posting because you're afraid of what people are gonna say. You're afraid your cousin is gonna laugh, your coworkers are gonna whisper, some stranger on the internet is gonna leave a mean comment. Guess what? They're laughing already. They're already talking behind your back. They're already judging you for not living the life you want. So what's the difference? You're letting the opinions of people who don't matter control your future. And that's crazy. Do you know what's scarier than being judged on Instagram? Regret. Being 80 years old and realizing you played safe your whole life, you never tried, you never created, you never went for it, because you were scared of a couple of comments. That's the worst pain. And if you don't believe me, go to a nursing home and ask people. Ask them about their biggest regret. It's always the things they didn't do. It's never the things they did. So my question is, are you gonna keep living scared, or are you finally gonna take control? Now, AI again, because this matters. People think AI is just ChatGPT or Midjourney, and they play around with it a little and then go back to scrolling. That's like getting electricity in 1900 and saying, oh cool, it turns on a light bulb, and then going back to candles. You're missing the whole point. AI is not a toy, it's the infrastructure of the future. It's gonna be everywhere. And the faster you learn how to use it, the more leverage you get. AI can write you a business plan in 5 minutes. AI can generate 50 content ideas in seconds. AI can edit video, design graphics, even answer customer questions while you sleep. That's leverage. And leverage is how small players beat big players. 10 years ago, you needed a whole team to compete with big corporations. Today, you can do it with your phone and AI. That's why there are kids in their 20s making millions from their bedrooms. They're not waiting for permission. They're not scared of learning new tools. They just do. That's the difference. But let's get real. Most of you are still not doing because you want the results fast. You want to post one video and go viral. You want to run one ad and make thousands. That's not the game. The game is patience. Patience and humility. Do you know how long it took me to get traction with Wine Library TV? A year. A year of posting videos with barely anyone watching. And that's with me bringing knowledge, energy, passion every day. Most of you would have quit in the first 3 weeks. But the thing about consistency is, you never know when the breakthrough is gonna happen. It might be the 100th video, it might be the 400th, it might be the 1000th. But if you quit, it never comes. That's the truth. Success is like pushing a heavy rock up a hill. Most people give up 3 feet before the top, and they never realize that one more push would have made it roll down on its own. And I don't want to romanticize this. Building a business is hard. It's supposed to be hard. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But you can't confuse hard with impossible. Most people lose not because it's impossible but because they don't even start, or they start and quit too fast. Meanwhile, someone else with less talent, less education, less money, just outworks them. Hard work and consistency always beat talent when talent is lazy. That's the truth in sports, in business, in life. And in America right now, with the tools we have, the playing field is more level than ever. Immigrants are coming here with nothing and building empires. Kids are flipping sneakers, running Shopify stores, building personal brands. Grandmothers are making millions selling crafts on Etsy because they figured out TikTok. So what's your excuse? The other thing is humility. You've got to be willing to suck at first. You're gonna make awkward videos, you're gonna have bad audio, you're gonna fumble your words. That's fine. That's part of the process. The problem is, you want to look good right away. You want to be polished. You want to avoid embarrassment. But embarrassment is the tax you pay to grow. You can't skip that. I was awkward as hell in my first videos. I still stumble sometimes. Who cares? The market doesn't care. The market cares about value. So the sooner you get over yourself, the sooner you start winning. And let me end this section with the biggest hack of all, gratitude. Gratitude is the foundation of everything. Because if you wake up in America today, with a phone in your hand, internet access, and the ability to post for free, you're already in the top 1% of opportunity in the world. Billions of people would trade places with you in a second. But you don't see it, because you're too busy complaining about the algorithm, about the economy, about competition. Gratitude shifts your mindset. When you're grateful, you stop wasting energy on negativity, and you start focusing on opportunity. And opportunity is everywhere if you're willing to see it. Here's the thing about business right now, you're living in the single greatest era of opportunity, and you're underestimating it. You're sitting here worried about whether people will like your video, or whether your small business can compete with Amazon, and meanwhile, there are 13-year-olds making millions just because they're willing to post on TikTok every day. Do you understand how wild that is? Your grandparents had to work 30 years in a factory to maybe have a little savings. You can literally build generational wealth by posting short-form videos, building community, and selling something you believe in. And yet, instead of doing it, you're still stuck debating whether you should start or not. That's insanity. The opportunity is right here, right now, and most of you are too blind to grab it because you're still addicted to comfort. You like the idea of success more than the work that comes with it. Let's get into practicality. You want to grow on social. Post more. That's it. People always ask me, Gary, how many times should I post? As much as you can. 5 times a day, 10 times a day, 20 times a day if you can handle it. You're not spamming the internet, you're giving yourself more lottery tickets. Every piece of content is another chance to connect with someone, to change someone's perspective, to provide value. And the beautiful part is, the platforms reward volume. You don't know what video is going to pop. Maybe it's the one you put no effort into, maybe it's the one you shot in your car between errands. The algorithm decides. But if you're only posting once a week, you're giving yourself almost no shots. If you're posting 20 times a week, you're in the game. And being in the game is everything. You can't win the lottery without buying a ticket, and you can't win attention without posting. And don't overthink what to post. Document, don't create. You don't need to sit there writing scripts or waiting for inspiration. Just show your life, show your business, show your process. If you're a barber, film yourself giving haircuts. If you're a teacher, film your lessons. If you're a plumber, show the jobs you're fixing. If you're a parent, share your perspective on parenting. Stop thinking you need to be someone you're not. Just be you, and be consistent. That's how you win. People want real, not fake. People want relatable, not polished. The second you stop pretending, you start connecting. Now let's talk about the psychology of it, because I know why you're not posting. You're scared of failure. You're scared to look stupid. You're scared people won't like you. That fear is destroying you. Failure is the only way to learn. Every entrepreneur, every creator, every businessperson who ever made it failed hundreds of times. You think Jeff Bezos didn't fail. You think Elon Musk didn't fail. You think Oprah didn't fail. They failed over and over, but they kept going. And now they're icons. The only difference between them and you is that they weren't afraid to fail in public. They didn't care about the judgment. They cared about the mission. So here's the deal, either you care about the comments, or you care about your future. You can't have both. If you care about your future, you've got to start failing faster, because failure is the tuition you pay to the school of success. And AI again, because this is critical. AI is not just a trend, it's the infrastructure of everything moving forward. Think about it. 10 years ago, social media was dismissed as a toy. People said, why would anyone care about Facebook or Instagram? Now, social media runs the world. It decides elections, it builds businesses, it creates celebrities overnight. That's where AI is right now. People are laughing, people are dismissing it, but in 10 years it's going to run everything. Every business will be powered by AI, every interaction will have AI in it. And the people who learn it now are going to dominate later. It's like buying beachfront property before the city gets built. You get it cheap, you get in early, and later it's worth millions. That's AI. You don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be a tech genius. You just have to play with the tools, experiment, figure out how they can help your specific business. You could be a bakery owner using AI to create ads and menus. You could be a lawyer using AI to draft documents. You could be a fitness coach using AI to personalize workout plans. The point is, it gives you leverage. And leverage is everything. Here's the other truth about the future, speed matters. The internet doesn't wait. The market doesn't wait. Opportunities don't wait. If you're sitting there debating for 6 months whether to start a YouTube channel, the person who started today is already 6 months ahead of you. By the time you're ready, they already have an audience, momentum, and leverage. You can't afford to overthink. You've got to start. Action creates clarity. You'll figure it out as you go. But you can't figure out anything from the sidelines. You can't learn to swim by reading about swimming, you learn by jumping in the pool. That's business in 2025. Jump in, or watch someone else win. And let me say this, because people always get it twisted. Money follows attention, but attention follows value. If you're only chasing money, people will see through it. If every video you post is, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing, people will tune out. But if you're actually bringing value, teaching, entertaining, inspiring, helping, people will trust you. And once they trust you, money is a byproduct. That's why I always say brand is greater than sales. Because brand creates trust, and trust creates unlimited sales. Sales without brand is just a one-time transaction. Brand is a relationship. Relationships last decades. Which one do you want? If you want longevity, build brand. And you build brand by giving, not taking. The final thing I want to hammer into you in this section is this: stop comparing yourself. You're looking at other people on Instagram, comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 20. That's toxic. Their success has nothing to do with your potential. Just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you're losing. There's enough room for everyone. The internet is infinite. There are billions of people online. You don't need all of them, you just need your niche, your tribe, your 1,000 true fans. That's it. And you get them by being authentically you, not by copying someone else. The second you stop comparing, you start building. The second you stop copying, you start creating. And that's when it gets real. Let me get real with you right now because too many of you are sitting on the sidelines. You've been watching my videos, listening to podcasts, reading books, and you're fired up for 5 minutes but then you go right back to doing nothing. That's why nothing changes. Motivation without execution is useless. It's like buying a treadmill and never getting on it. The treadmill doesn't get you fit. The action does. And I'm telling you right now, the next 5 years are going to separate the people who actually executed from the people who just consumed. If you're only consuming, you're entertainment. If you're executing, you're building legacy. Which one do you want? Because you can't have both. You can't be Netflix and Hollywood at the same time. Either you're the one creating the content or you're the one watching it. Pick a side. And here's the crazy part, it's easier than ever. You don't need a fancy camera, you don't need a big studio, you don't need a huge budget. You just need your phone, your voice, and your perspective. That's it. Don't tell me you don't have what it takes. You have what it takes, you just don't have the courage. And courage is built, not born. Every time you post, every time you put yourself out there, you build more courage. That's the game. You want confidence. Post more. You want results. Post more. You want growth. Post more. The answer is always in the doing, never in the thinking. You're sitting there overanalyzing, what if people don't like it? What if I look dumb? What if it doesn't work? And I'm here to tell you, it probably won't work at first. And that's fine. That's the point. The first pancake is always a little ugly. But you keep cooking. And eventually, you get it right. Business is the same way. You've got to be willing to eat shit for a while before you get the taste of success. And let's not sugarcoat this, AI is going to change everything. Social media was the first earthquake. AI is the tsunami. Most people are still sleeping on it. They're using it for party tricks, making it write poems or silly images. Meanwhile, the smart ones are using it to build empires. AI is going to automate boring tasks, speed up content creation, personalize marketing at scale. It's going to be like oxygen for business. If you're ignoring it, you're going extinct. That's how big this is. But if you embrace it, you've got leverage like never before. It's like having 10 employees working for you 24/7 for free. And the people who understand this now will be the ones owning the next decade. You don't have to love it, but you have to respect it. You don't have to master it overnight, but you have to start learning. Because the cost of ignorance is going to be way higher than the cost of curiosity. Now let's talk about what's next. Everyone wants predictions. Gary, what's the next big platform? What's the next trend? Here's the truth. Nobody knows. Not me, not you, not the smartest VC in Silicon Valley. Nobody knew TikTok was going to explode the way it did. Nobody knew Instagram Reels would steal so much attention. Nobody knew YouTube Shorts would become massive. So stop trying to guess the future. The only strategy that works is to be adaptable. Fall in love with change. Be willing to pivot. Because while everyone else is panicking about the algorithm changing, you'll already be adjusting. That's how you win. Don't marry the platform, marry the principles. And the principle is simple, bring value where the attention is. That's it. If tomorrow the attention shifts to VR, go there. If it shifts to audio, go there. If it shifts to holograms, go there. Don't get emotional about the platform. Get emotional about the audience. Because the audience is everything. And I'm telling you right now, America is still the greatest place on earth to build something. People love to complain, oh, it's so hard here, the economy, the politics, the taxes. Do you understand how good you have it? Do you understand how many billions of people around the world would give anything to have your passport, your internet access, your freedom to post, your freedom to sell? Perspective changes everything. If you wake up and realize you're already playing with house money, you stop making excuses. You stop complaining. You start acting. And the only thing standing between you and success in this country right now is the work you're not willing to put in. So here's my challenge to you. Stop thinking. Stop planning. Stop waiting for perfect. Today, not tomorrow, today, make your first piece of content. Post your first video. Write your first blog. Record your first podcast. Start your Shopify store. Launch your email list. Do something. Anything. Because once you start, momentum builds. And momentum is the most powerful force in business. Momentum compounds. One post leads to another, one sale leads to another, one connection leads to another. And before you know it, you're rolling. But you'll never get rolling if you never start pushing. And the push is always the hardest in the beginning. That's why most people never make it. But you're not most people, right? You're here, listening, because you want more. Then prove it. Prove it with action. And don't get it twisted, this isn't about money. Money's great, but money doesn't change you. It just exposes you. What this is really about is freedom. The freedom to do what you love, with who you love, the way you want. The freedom to not be stuck in a job you hate. The freedom to create, to impact, to live. That's what this game is about. And the ticket to that freedom is execution. Social media is your distribution, AI is your leverage, and your work ethic is the glue. Combine those three and you're unstoppable. So the question is, are you gonna keep sitting on the sidelines, or are you gonna play the damn game? Because the game is wide open, and it's waiting for you. You just have to step on the field. And the beautiful part is, once you start, once you taste even a little progress, you'll never want to stop. Winning is addictive. Growth is addictive. Impact is addictive. And that's what's waiting for you on the other side of fear, on the other side of judgment, on the other side of excuses. The only thing between you and that life is action. So go, post, create, execute, and never, ever stop.